Back in October of 2015, it was during the filming of a live TV show that the crew noticed that I wasn't my usual self. I was told I looked thin and pale, and that I sounded breathless, but I hadn't noticed that anything was wrong.
Again, you're watching Made 365. We're live from the watershed, and we're celebrating a year.
However, as the days went on, I realised that something wasn't right, and I became increasingly weak, tired, and irritable. It was on Friday the 24th of October, after an exhausting week of filming, that I collapsed at my desk, and my worried colleagues urged me to seek medical help, which on reflection is lucky, and I'm glad I did, because I was told I was on the verge of organ failure.
I'm in hospital. I'm okay, but my life has changed quite considerably. I've been diagnosed as diabetic. It's a complete shock. I had no idea. So it feels kind of like it's come out of the blue. It's not the end of the world. It's very easy to manage and live with. So as soon as these drips can make me better again, I'm sure I'll learn to live quite well with diabetes.
It's a bit surreal looking back at this footage, because it was only like, what, last October, and just looking at this, I was so thin. I just didn't think that I was ill. I didn't think there was anything wrong with me. But from what I know now, there was definitely symptoms there. I remember that I was thirsty all the time, and I'd finish some work and I'd have to run, like park on double yellow lines and run to a shop to get a litre bottle of water and drink it all there and then, because I was that thirsty. But that was just the diabetes. That was the symptom that was supposed to be screaming out to me that you're ill, there's something wrong with your body. But I guess I just ignored it. I just ignored it, and it took me getting very, very ill before anyone really noticed. It was a close call, really.
In the time since my diagnosis, I've learned to control my condition. I closely monitor my blood sugar levels and make up for my body's shortfall with insulin therapy. However, it gets slightly more confusing when we bring exercise into the mix. So I'm about to meet someone who knows a lot more about being diabetic than me. This is Heather. She's 12 and she's just left school for the day. She's been living with diabetes for 3 years, and she enjoys to run regularly, so I'm hoping that she can give me some advice.
Oh, I love running.
Yeah? Why do you love running so much?
It's a really, really good stress buster. It's a good way to keep fit. It really improved my life, running, and it's a big part of my life and that I use to control my diabetes.
How does it help your diabetes?
It does help my diabetes by, it really help control my blood sugars. So I'm going out for a run, and my blood sugar's a bit high. I'll go for a run, and it will help get my blood sugar down, and it will help keep my blood sugar under control.
My main worry about attempting this 10k run with my diabetes is a hypo, which is where my blood sugar drops below a safe level. There are lots of things which can lower my blood sugar, and exercise is one of them. What I was worried about is having a hypo when I'm exercising. Does that ever happen?
Yeah, but there's lots of things you can take whilst you're exercising. I use jelly babies, they're really good and quick and easy. But there's something else, if you really want to just get it down really, really quickly, there's these things called glucogels, and they look like this.
Okay.
And you snap the top off like that, and you squeeze it into your mouth really, really, really easily, just to swallow down.
And
in the bin.
it's sugar, isn't it? That's all we need.
This is probably the fastest one. It takes about 3 minutes for you to feel better.
Heather is definitely not alone in her diabetes, and she receives incredible support from her family. Although the family care for Heather very well now, a diagnosis of diabetes is often unexpected, and there's a lot to learn.
Well, it was a very big shock. We didn't know anything about type 1 diabetes, so we were concerned about how it would be when we came home, how to manage all the medication, the great list of prescription things that we needed. But we kind of got into the swing of things. We worked as a team, I think, to just try and get it absorb as much information as possible very quickly. It's a very steep learning curve.
She's always a strong personality anyway. Nothing would ever get in her way, and she'd always voice her opinion on stuff. So I think if it has changed, it's probably just made her only stronger and more determined. She's very determined to be successful and do well at whatever she does.
She's very ambitious.
We're very proud of her ability to deal with this, and hopefully we help her do that to the best of our ability.
We do, and also what makes me proud is that she likes to help other people in the same situation. If she meets people who don't know as much as her about things, she likes to help them learn a bit more, to help them manage things themselves as well. So we're really proud of her.
And just like Heather, I refuse to let diabetes stop me from doing anything I want. And for the first time since last October, I feel healthy, back on track and ready to take on the Great Bristol 10K.